Imagine buying shares in a company that looks profitable. Sales are growing. It reports a healthy profit. Everything seems fine, but underneath those numbers, the company is burning through cash. Then it starts borrowing just to keep operating. Debt rises, the dividend gets cut, and eventually it may need to raise more money from investors, or in the worst case, run out of cash altogether. Suddenly, that profitable company doesn't look like such a good investment. So how could you have spotted the warning signs before you invested? The cash flow statement. In the next 14 minutes, I'll show you how to read one from top to bottom, where a company's cash is really coming from, where it's going, and the warning signs you should look for. By the end, you'll be able to use a cash flow statement to answer one crucial question. Is this business actually generating cash? This video is for educational purposes only and isn't financial advice. Always do your own research before making investment decisions. To keep things simple, we'll use rounded and simplified figures for Costco. If you look up Costco's actual financial statements, the numbers will be different. Our goal here is to understand how the statement works. A cash flow statement does something very simple. It tracks cash coming into a company and cash going out. And that's important because a company making a profit doesn't necessarily mean its cash balance is increasing. We'll see why shortly. For now, there are just 3 sections you need to remember: operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. Think of them as 3 different explanations for why cash moved during the year. Let's return to Costco, the company we've used throughout this series. Imagine Costco begins the year with $12 billion in cash. Over the next 12 months, billions of dollars will enter and leave the business. Customers buy products. Costco pays suppliers and employees. It opens new warehouses. It buys equipment. It may repay debt or pay dividends to shareholders. At the end of the year, Costco's cash balance has changed. The cash flow statement explains why. So let's work down the statement. The first section is cash flow from operating activities. Don't let the accounting language make this complicated. We're essentially asking, is Costco's normal business generating cash? Customers buy groceries, televisions, clothing, and thousands of other products. Members pay their membership fees. Cash comes into the business, but Costco also has bills to pay. It needs to buy products from suppliers, pay employees, and cover the everyday costs of running its business. Once these movements and other operating adjustments are taken into account, we're left with operating cash flow. Let's say our simplified Costco example generates $11 billion in cash from operating activities. That's generally something an investor wants to see. The company's main business is generating cash. At this point, you might be wondering, didn't the income statement already tell us how the company was doing? Yes, but it tells us something different. The income statement records revenue and expenses to calculate a profit. The cash flow statement tracks the actual movement of cash. Here's a simple example. Imagine a company sells $1 million worth of products to a customer, but gives them 60 days to pay. The company can record the $1 million as revenue, even though it hasn't received the cash yet. So revenue doesn't always mean cash has come in. And the same principle applies to profit, because profit is calculated using recorded revenue and expenses. It doesn't necessarily tell us how much cash actually moved during that period. That's why a company can report a profit while its cash position is getting worse. And that's why investors look at both the income statement and the cash flow statement. When you open a real cash flow statement, the operating section can initially look intimidating. You might see terms such as depreciation, inventory, accounts receivable, and accounts payable. You don't need to master every line to start reading the statement. Let's understand what they're doing. If Costco buys more inventory, cash has gone out to buy those products. If customers owe the company money, that money hasn't necessarily arrived yet. And if Costco owes suppliers money, it may not have paid that cash yet. The cash flow statement makes adjustments for movements like these. For now, focus on the result: cash provided by operating activities. Is the company's main business actually producing cash? Now we reach the second section: cash flow from investing activities. This name can be confusing because we're not mainly talking about Costco buying shares in other companies. Think instead about Costco investing in its own future. It might buy land, build a new warehouse, upgrade existing stores, buy equipment, or invest in technology and distribution centers. All of those things require cash. Suppose Costco spends $5 billion on investments during the year. On the cash flow statement, that cash leaving the company appears as a negative number. But here's something important: negative cash flow isn't automatically bad. Costco could be spending that money because it's expanding. As an investor, don't just ask, is this number negative? Ask, what is the company spending the money on? There's one important line in this section that's worth understanding. Capital expenditure, often shortened to CapEx. It simply means money a company spends buying or improving assets that it expects to use for a long time. A new Costco warehouse is CapEx. New equipment could be CapEx. A new distribution facility could be CapEx. It's cash leaving the company today with the expectation that the investment will benefit the business in the future. So a company spending heavily on CapEx isn't necessarily in trouble. It could be investing for growth. The third section is cash flow from financing activities. This tells us about money moving between the company and the people providing its capital. That includes lenders and shareholders. For example, cash might come in because the company borrows money. Cash might go out because it repays that debt. The company might also pay dividends to shareholders or buy back some of its own shares. Suppose Costco uses $5 billion for financing activities. Once again, a negative number isn't automatically bad. If the cash went out because Costco repaid debt or returned money to shareholders, that tells a very different story from a company borrowing billions because its normal business can't generate enough cash. Where the money comes from and where it goes matters. Now let's put our simplified cash flow statement together. Costco generated $11 billion from operating activities. It used $5 billion for investing activities and another $5 billion for financing activities. So we have $11 billion coming in, minus $5 billion, minus another $5 billion. That leaves Costco with a $1 billion increase in cash. Remember that Costco started our example with $12 billion. Add the $1 billion increase, and it finishes with approximately $13 billion in cash. And that's the basic purpose of the cash flow statement. It explains how we got from the cash balance at the beginning of the year to the cash balance at the end. This brings us to an important question. Is negative cash flow bad? The answer is, it depends where it's coming from. If a company's normal operations continually consume cash rather than generate it, that's something an investor should investigate. But negative investing cash flow could mean the company is building new factories, warehouses, or other assets for future growth. And negative financing cash flow could mean the company is repaying debt or returning money to shareholders. So don't look at a negative number and immediately assume there's a problem. Understand why it's negative. There's one more number investors frequently talk about: free cash flow. You might not see it clearly labeled on the company's cash flow statement. Investors often calculate it themselves. A simple version is operating cash flow minus capital expenditure equals free cash flow. Let's use our example. Suppose Costco generated $11 billion of operating cash flow and spent $5 billion on capital expenditure. That leaves approximately $6 billion in free cash flow. Why do investors care about this? Because once the business has generated cash and paid for the investments needed to maintain and grow the company, this gives us an idea of how much cash remains available. That money could potentially be used to pay down debt, pay dividends, buy back shares, make acquisitions, or simply remain in the business. Free cash flow gives investors another way to judge the company's ability to generate real cash. Now, let's return to the company from our opening example. What warning signs could we have spotted? Start with the company's operating cash flow. Is the core business consistently generating cash, or is it regularly consuming cash? Then look at where additional money is coming from. Is the company increasingly borrowing money? Is it repeatedly issuing new shares to raise cash? And compare cash flow with profit. If reported profits keep rising but operating cash flow doesn't follow, you should understand why. None of these things automatically means don't invest, but they can tell you look closer before you invest. So when you're considering buying shares in a company, you don't need to analyze every line of its cash flow statement immediately. Start with 5 questions. 1. Is the core business generating cash? 2. Is operating cash flow improving or getting worse? 3. What is the company investing its cash in? 4. Is it borrowing money because it needs cash? And 5. After investing in the business, is it still producing free cash flow? Those 5 questions can tell you a surprising amount about what's happening inside a company. We can now bring together the 3 financial statements we've covered in this series. The income statement answers, did the company make a profit? The balance sheet answers, what does the company own and what does it owe? And the cash flow statement answers, where did the cash come from and where did it go? No single statement tells you everything, but together they give you a much clearer picture of the financial health of a business. If you haven't watched the other videos in this series, I'll link them for you. So, if you remember nothing else from this video, remember these 4 things. The cash flow statement tracks actual movements of cash. It has 3 main sections: operating, investing, financing. Negative cash flow isn't automatically bad. You need to understand why the cash is leaving. And most importantly, profit and cash are not the same thing. A company can report a profit and still have cash flow problems. And as an investor, that's something you want to discover before you buy the shares, not afterwards. If this video helped make financial statements a little easier to understand, subscribe for more straightforward investing lessons. It costs you nothing, but it really helps the channel.